Hey everyone, it's Dave. How are you doing? Well, I decided to seek the relative comfort of my car studio today. It is really hot out and very humid, so no walk for me today. But wanted to catch up with you on the Dolphins and what's been going on. So, first off, my thoughts and well wishes are there with those of you who are in the Northeast who may have been affected by the hurricane/tropical storm that came through. Those storms can be a real mess. Living in Florida my whole life, we've seen our share of them down here and know that power can go out for long periods of time, and there can be some flooding and some different things that happen. So I feel for you. I hope speedy recovery for anyone who's suffering any issues from it. Now, turning to the Dolphins, they had their third preseason game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this weekend, and this is the game that's supposed to be sort of the guidepost for how the team is going to be, because it's the first time that they really game plan and get something together and make themselves known. So the game was it was really a lackluster affair. I mean, you watch the game and you kind of sitting there just going, come on, something happened. Now, I admit, I didn't watch the whole game. I saw the highlights and just caught a few things, but, I get the sense of what was going on just based on what the highlights looked like. So you had one big play by Chad Henne. Chad Henne had a nice pass out to Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall made a nice play. This is what we expected when Brandon Marshall came here last year. But he didn't get it done until, well, really this play. So good to see him finally get a play in that looks about right and what we expect. It's unfortunate that was the only true highlight from the offense. The rest of the time, it was just kind of, rolling along. Chad Henne scored a total of 10 points, including that touchdown to Marshall. Now, I don't want to take anything away from that touchdown. It was a great play. Play call was good. The execution was good. But that was one play in a game. And if you have one play like that in a game, that's not enough to win a game for you, typically. You need a couple of plays that really dominate the game, and they didn't really do much. Because if you look at the rest of the offense, other than that, I mean, you look at Reggie Bush had 1 yard rushing, and I think 23 yards receiving. He was pretty much held in check. Donald Thomas had, I think, 9 yards rushing. It really wasn't a great day for anyone. No one really took off and did much of anything in this game, so it was a little tough to kind of gauge. And then on the offensive line, you had a lot of issues along the offensive line. I know Jake Long isn't there, and there was a couple of plays where Murtha, playing the left offensive tackle in Long's place, had some issues. But the bigger problems were from the center to the right, not Long's spot. So if you look at Pouncey and Carey, and I don't even know who's playing right tackle right now. It was a couple of guys they rotated through. Those guys all had issues and were having problems getting back into the groove. So I got to look at that and kind of, shake my head a little bit and go, they have to fix that. They've spent a lot of time, money, and effort on fixing the offensive line, and they've still got a huge gaping hole there that they need to fix. So that's got to get fixed or you're going to have a problem. Now, people have said, oh, Chad Henne's starting to erase my doubts. Okay, he had a good game. I mean, statistically, it was a good game. He played well. He had that one big play. He didn't have any negative plays in this game, which I was happy about, but it's one game. And it's, really not that much. He only played into the second half, only scored 10 points. I'm not buying it yet that he's turned the corner. Now, he did say that he's allowed to audible this year, and he had 5 or 6 audibles in the game. And when I look at that, I go, okay, 5 or 6 audibles. I think he said he had 2 that were negative plays, or plays that didn't go anywhere, and 4 that had some success, 3 or 4 that had some success. So you look at that and you go, all right, well, if that's the case, good, it had some success, but it still didn't lead to more points and more scoring. So we'll see where this goes. Keep an eye on it. Could turn out that Chad Henne's going to be decent this year. That he could prove all his doubters wrong. You never know. But my thing is, Tiger doesn't change his stripes. Even though he has the ability to audible, he's still the same kind of quarterback he was before, and Sperano's still the same kind of coach. He's going to settle for field goals when it comes down to it, when it's time. And I don't think he's going to be chucking it as long when the season actually starts and the lights come on when they're playing the Patriots. I don't think you're going to be seeing him throw it down the field as much. Now, maybe they do. Last year, they only had 3 plays over 40 yards the entire year. 3. That's pretty sad. I mean, that was the lowest in the NFL. Many teams had more than them. So I'd like to see them have some more than that, but I don't think they're going to have a lot more than that. I don't think they're going to move from 3 to 20. I think they might move from 3 to 10, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see where they go. So that's that's kind of the nature of that game. The Dolphins did lose their preseason game against the bucs. The bucs came back and won at 17-13 on a couple of pretty good plays. It was an interesting, kind of day from the perspective of the defense. Thought they played pretty well. They were in position to make a lot of plays on balls, but didn't. Josh Freeman, after the game, said that he didn't play all that well. And, I could kind of see that in the few highlights that I saw and whatever, but, you take that for what it's worth. I mean, the defense played well, but the quarterback didn't play well, so the combination makes the defense look really good. So kind of take it for what it's worth in that sense. What else? So we're nearing the end of the preseason. We're going to get going with the regular season here shortly. That's when things might get interesting. We got the Dolphins opening up against the Patriots in a couple of weeks. I'm kind of curious to see where they stand when they get to that game. This will be a tough one. Don't really know what to take away at this point. Just know that they're getting ready, and hopefully it all works out for them in the short run, and they get some good momentum going. So that's pretty much it. I don't have much else to report. There's really not much else going on. There was a little fun back and forth between Vontae Davis and Darrelle Revis. Davis said something about him being part of the best quarterback tandem in the NFL, and Revis said, no, you're not, and it kind of went back and forth, and it was kind of funny to hear the back and forth between them. They were just kind of jawing to the press. I thought it was kind of amusing. Yeah, but that was pretty much it. So that, that's where that goes. So that is the whole video cast for now. I guess I'll check with you later. Have a good one. Bye now.